welcome back to Houston Life. Today we're focusing on the smallest and youngest family members, our kids. Starting with simple habits at a young age can keep them healthy and active. Here to share some heart-healthy tips, the founder of Pediatric Cardiology Care with Children's Memorial Hermann, Dr. Tal Gospin. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today.
Oh my gosh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Welcome to Studio B. You know, when we're talking about the youngest members of our family, it's really, you know, we love kids so much. We want them to grow up and be heart healthy, but there are steps that need to be that are needed in order to achieve that success.
Absolutely. So yeah, we talk to families all day long. It seems like talking about, you know, establishing good habits. And for a lot of families, whether their kids are young and learning new, or have older kids who maybe have some habits that need some tweaking, we always tell them it's never too late to start. And a lot of times making the smallest changes can make a world of difference and help them, you know, lead a lifetime of good heart health.
Yeah, and speaking of leading, I mean, we're the adults. It's kind of our job to really lead by example, but that can be hard too. I mean, you just saw our Truth Barbecue segment. It's not always easy to eat healthy here in Texas.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the key to kind of long-term healthy habits is really having good balance. So we talk to our, you know, for patients who are toddler age, a lot of times at around age 2, a lot of times they're eating table foods, they're eating more independently, kind of gaining more of that freedom to make choices. And so modeling really good behavior and doing things as a family is really the best way to achieve long-term success.
Yeah, and what are some foods to eat and maybe to even avoid to keep our kids' heart healthy?
Absolutely. So I think trying to find a really good balance. So we really encourage patients to make sure they're having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For younger kids, often a snack in between, and focusing on a really good variety of foods. So focusing on lean proteins, meats, fish, whole grains, fruits and vegetables, finding sources of vitamin D and calcium. And one of the things on that list that often is forgotten is water. So teaching kids, especially young kids, not only that water is good for them, but also that what they drink doesn't always have to be sweet.
Right.
And so really kind of establishing those good habits and modeling the way is really, really important.
What are things that we should avoid in telling our kids when we're trying to sort of instill those habits? Water was a great one, right? Because it's like nothing's going to quench your thirst like water.
So true. I mean, I think that really having a positive approach to healthy foods and making good choices is a really important aspect. I talk to a lot of family members, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, that trying to remember that eating healthy foods is not a punishment. It's actually a benefit, and it's doing really well for our kids. And so we're trying to avoid, you know, some of the fattier foods, greasier foods, and trying to make small changes and maybe kind of work in different things so that they're having a good variety is really important.
My mom used to always, you know, if my brother was a picky eater who was older and he said, well, I don't like that, and she'd shoot him a look like, don't say that in front of the younger ones, you know,
Right.
Don't say you might not like this, or don't start it with negativity.
Exactly.
Get positive about those vegetables.
Right.
Okay, what about moving around? What are some of the recommended activities for families to stay healthy?
So I think that there's not really a specific activity. We talk to families all the time about, you know, that exercise doesn't have to mean a gym membership. Many times kids are often getting, hopefully, physical activity at school, but also going out for walks together, swimming during the summertime, even, you know, putting on music and dancing around your kitchen, around your room is great exercise. Anything that gets your heart rate up for about 15 to 20 minutes is terrific for, you know, long-term heart health.
It says here to advocate for your child, to see your pediatrician regularly for wellness checks. How regular is regularly?
So some of it depends on the age of the child. Certainly when kids are really young, their visits are anywhere from every few months to once a year. Typically for older kids, seeing your pediatrician at least once a year for a well check. Not only is it important for looking at their growth and their weight trends, but also talking about any challenges you might feel. If kids kids are resisting certain foods. One of the things that we often talk about is trying new things. A fun fact that we talk about to kids especially is that their taste buds actually change as they grow. And
That's
so many,
interesting.
maybe a food that they didn't particularly like a few months ago might be their new favorite food. And so retrying many times often and creating a positive space is really important.
I see a lot, and I hear a lot about parents bragging, about their kid will eat anything. They love fruits, they love vegetables. But what about the other parent who's got like a picky eater on their hands? What advice do you have for them?
I think just retrying, and a lot of times kind of framing it in a positive stance of, again, kind of modeling the way, but also, let's see if maybe it tastes better today, or, kind of putting something a positive spin to it, and really trying many times. A lot of times for young kids especially, it can take 5, 6, even up to 10 times for them to not be afraid of something new.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's really good to know. Okay, Dr. Tal Gospin, the founder of Pediatric Cardiology Care affiliated with Children's Memorial Hospital. Thank you so much for that great advice.
Absolutely.
If anyone wants more information on keeping your kids healthy, visit memorialhermann.org/kids-KPRC.